The world loves being on the water for sports, for leisure, and for supporting the world's economy. Critical for protecting our nation's ports and for fueling our passions. Let's see how one company is meeting the demands of the boating industry. Let's go with Intrepid Powerboats on the water. This show is being brought to you by 7 Marine, the most powerful outboards on the planet. Intrepid Powerboats, one of a kind, one at a time. Intrepid Powerboats has been delivering on its promises of leadership and innovation in performance, comfort, and safety since launching our first boat in 1983. No two Intrepid boats are alike. Each is ordered, built, and customized one precisely satisfied customer at a time. Then, backed by the finest owner program in the industry. When we say one of a kind, one at a time, it's more than a slogan. It's what we do. Welcome back to Intrepid Powerboats on the water. Mark Henderson and Team Liquid Fire is competing in the 2015 Saltwater Shootout in Pompano Beach, Florida.
The memories of us, as a family and being out here on the water and being part of something that, it keeps you together, and it's pretty special. I tell you, it's real special to me right now, and I think it's special to them too. But I think as they go back and as the years go by, it'll be some memories that they can pull on, hopefully with their children and their families, and it means a great deal to us to be able to be doing something that everybody's part of. My wife Audrey is truly, although she doesn't normally tournament fish, she's huge in what we do when we travel, and she is her title with the family is the team manager, and she really is that. I mean, we wouldn't know what to do without her being part of this. And I know she doesn't get on the camera and doesn't do all the stuff on the boat, but behind the scenes, we wouldn't even be able to travel without her. It's amazing what everybody does. Everybody's got their job, and I'm just thankful to be part of it. You don't get much better than this right here. It's after the first few days this week, it was a little bit tough. Finally able to get out, do a little pre-fishing, done a little bait fishing. It's been a lot of fun. Just love this area in Pompano. We try to make it a stop for ourselves and our team each year. We enjoy the area a lot. It's generally good weather, and the tournament that Jamie puts on is absolutely second to none. Blue Water Movements just does a wonderful job. They got a couple of different series, Sailfish series, and then this KDW series. It's Jamie really and his staff just know exactly what the fishermen need and want. He's a fisherman himself, so it means a lot to be able to come down here and get to see a lot of folks, have Ron on the boat with us, and just see a lot of friends that we've made over the years. It's a long trip for us, but it's always worth it, and we love being out here in the Intrepid and appreciate being able to show it off down here in Florida. And that's a great boat, great product, great company, and we've been very, very fortunate and blessed to be able to be part of their organization for the last 4 years, and a whole lot of fun. So we're looking forward to having a good tournament this weekend, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be a good time regardless of whether we do well or not, but we'll do our best, I can assure you of that.
Having done well in this tournament before, Team Liquid Fire has teamed up with two-time Angler of the Year, Ron Mitchell, for a fun day of pre-tournament fishing. Live bait is a must, and Ron's local knowledge helped fill the live well for both teams.
Ron is a very accomplished fisherman in the sport. He's been doing it a long time, and has been a friend of ours ever since 2008. We actually won the Angler of the Year in 08 as well. Ron was a 06 and 09 champion, so got a lot of experience on the boat. But I tell you, this is a sport that there are so many good fishermen and so many good teams out there that have won a lot of events. And the cards fell right for us one year, but there's you know, as far as accomplished fishermen and folks that know what they're doing on the water. Honestly, anybody could win, and we're just thankful to be part of the sport, and thankful to be part of being able to fish with all these great fishermen.
We pulled a hook.
Oh, did you?
I felt one come loose.
Did you really?
And I'm like, oh, dude, something just came loose on it. And I just babied it a little bit more. But yeah, something definitely, you get that little pop.
Yeah. You can tell when it's off. Yeah, but like that 26 that I said we caught on the ribbon fish last year, it had one treble hook in its side, and I could see it. I mean, it was crystal clear water, and I could see the fish when it was 20 feet down, and I just had to back the drag way off.
Can you pull a hook?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that one that we were with Gil on the boat. That one time we were up at the Dodge Wall, and I look over, and that almost 50-pounder, and that number 6 was hooked in the bottom of the gill plate, and the fish turned, and I looked over, and the gill plate was pulled off his side, and that was the only hook in it. And it turned back around, and we gaffed it, put it in the deck, the hook fell out.
Yeah. We've had a few hooks fall out.
Yeah, they fall out. Well, that's why you don't ever.
Yeah.
That's why you tell people that are new at it, don't ever let that pressure go away, because they'll fall right out when you're fishing.
Yep.
And I get on Evan, that new guy that's on my boat. He'll get to the top of the stroke, and it will get slack.
Yeah.
And I go, dude, don't just shorts go up and down in 2-foot increments,
Yeah.
not 8 foot.
And Joshua both. I mean, that's what they are able to do. I mean, they just have the feel, they understand, and that's what Kevin was talking about. Is not getting too high. No high stick.
Never. I've been doing this tournament for 20 years, and sometimes it takes a 40-pound king. Sometimes it takes a 70-pound wahoo to win big fish. Typically, this could be a 200-pound meat tournament. 200 pounds worth of either tuna, wahoo, dolphin all together. It's just the bite's been kind of slow, so we're not really sure what's going to happen. It usually is always like this a little bit, and then all of a sudden tournament day everything fires up. So there'll be a lot of good anglers out here, trying to do the same thing. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of fish caught. But usually a 50-pound kingfish will take the top money prize, in this tournament. It's an honor anytime I can hang out with these fine gentlemen. They've been friends of mine for so long and helped me do a lot. We help each other. There's not a lot of people out here will help you win tournaments and be successful, but these guys are one of them that will. They're just one of the best families on the circuit. It's one of the reasons why I do this. And I've kept doing it for 20 years now. We're all out here trying to do the same thing, but this is fun to me, hanging out with them. It's been a blast.
Mark is the captain of the boat, but Joshua and Crockett have asserted themselves into very important roles.
I typically drive the boat, and I troll when we're actually at a spot fishing. Crockett does really good with the angling, and my dad does real good with setting the spread, and we kind of got a system that works. Everybody can do everybody else's job, but we typically stick to one system when we can.
Crockett is generally the rod guy. So he, over the years, Crockett's been very accomplished at doing a lot of things, and now he's a very patient angler. He's very light with the rod, much more so than I am. I want to put thumbs on it and bring them to the boat, but we all can do whatever we need to do on the boat. But under normal circumstances, Crockett would handle the rod. Joshua generally does all the gaffing, and then I'll handle the helm and steer the boat when the fish is on. And we do a lot of videoing and filming ourselves, so able to do that at the time while they're fighting and gaffing fish.
Up through 08, I was the angler for the team, and then Crockett was a little bit older, and finally big enough to be able to get over the side of the boat, and handle a rod, and turn that over to him in 09, and he's pretty much caught just about all the fish since then. We've got a lot of patience, and has that feel for the rod and how to handle it under any circumstance. And I like to stand there and watch, and then when a fish comes to the top, I like to gaff it.
Really calm out here today. Not a lot of wind. So fish can see the leaders when they're in the water a lot easier than they can when it's rough. So when you're kite fishing, it holds most of your leader out of the water. So hopefully gives a little more stealthy presentation. So hopefully the tactic change will get some bites happening shortly. this is our 11th year of tournament fishing. We started out fishing with one of my dad's friends on a 23-foot Sea Pro in 2004, and ever since then I've had the bug.
Welcome back to Intrepid Powerboats on the water. Intrepid Powerboats was presented with a challenge that could change the face of boating, and they definitely rose to the occasion.
The Blue Gas project was very unique, and that was kind of something that Ken had wanted to do. I was kind of indecisive on it, to say the least. I mean, but there is a market there, and actually when we got into it and started dealing with those guys and working with those guys, I gotta tell you, there's going to be a future market for that. It's really unique. Is it as good as gasoline as far as making horsepower? No. But for an alternative fuel source, if you live on the intercoastal or somewhere where you want to go just putting around at cruise speed, those engines run on natural gas perfectly, and they're absolutely clean. And it's versus gasoline, it's $1 a gallon that you can fill from your own house if you have natural gas in your house. So, it started out as kind of a project, but it turned into a very good concept. And it really took off. I mean, it was amazing. And that project was really interesting, to say the least. It took a while to get it going because the technology for it was pretty much contained to Blue Gas. They were the pioneers of it, and they developed it. So to make these engines run on natural gas was quite a feat. But when they were done, that package was awesome.
Blue Gas Marine is a company out of North Carolina that's been working on this project with us for about 1.5 years now, and nice bunch of fellows. They're very innovative. They work with the different motor manufacturers. They have a great engineering department. They designed this boat to run comparably with either gas or gasoline. The engines on this hybrid boat have been modified so that they have equal performance as to whether or not they're running on gasoline or on the natural gas. There's a button that you press when you want to go from the gasoline to the natural gas. You just push the button and take off from there. It's wonderful. A lot of people are asking about buying a boat like this because it's environmentally friendly, it's economical, and it's something that you can fuel right from your home if you have a gas supply at the house. This boat will run on either compressed natural gas or gasoline, and once again, we proved that we can do whatever our customers want us to do.
Well, right now CNG is less per gallon, I believe, than
It's about $1.50.
yeah, $1.50 a gallon. So you can get that versus at a marina. If you went into a marina, we'd be paying over $4. I got it.
Easily $3.50 to $4 a gallon.
It's $1.50 cheaper and it's cleaner.
And no performance change in the engines other than efficiency.
It's such a neat technology, and their team did an amazing job of being able to figure out how to do it with the Mercuries. Of course, all the testing they had done prior was done with Yamahas. And I said that I wanted to do it with Mercuries. And of course, Miguel took a step back and went, all right, if that's what you want to do. And I said, well, think about it. If we do this with the Mercuries, then you'll be able to say you have technology with Yamaha, you have technology with the Mercuries. And he agreed. And it was kind of a setback for his team, but they took it in stride. They worked hard to be able to make those engines perform. And I'll tell you, the first time that I went out on that boat and we were running along on fuel, on regular gasoline, and he pushed a button and it went over to natural gas and it didn't skip a beat. it was amazing. You know, and what I like about the concept of the natural gas, even with a limited capacity, even with us putting it in addition to a full fuel setup that was already there, let's just say it's a boat that's behind your house. Let's just say after work you like to go for a ride once in a while, or you want to go to a restaurant for dinner on your boat, which a lot of people down here in South Florida do. Well, you can do that and have enough CNG gas on the boat and fill right in your backyard to do that and not buying any gasoline. I mean, right now that 32, with all of the fuel that it was built for originally, has an additional capacity of it equates to 40 gallons of gasoline, which doesn't sound a lot. But if you're just diddy-bopping around after work or on a Saturday afternoon, and you go back to your house and you have natural gas at your house, you can refill it right there and not even have to go anywhere to get gasoline. Yet, let's just say now you want to go on a trip to the Bahamas. You can do that too because you still have the full capacity of the gasoline. It's a true hybrid, and that's what really set me off about the project, is nobody else was doing it. It was a good idea, and what it'll evolve into at some point will be from a compressed natural gas to a liquid natural gas. And at that point, you'll even be able to get more capacity and more range on that boat. So it's endless what we can do with this project. So I'm really excited about the future of it.
Welcome back to Intrepid Powerboats on the water. The saltwater shootout contestants were treated to a great night of festivities to kick off this year's event. It's a chance to catch up with fellow anglers and see new products.
When we sponsor competitions, even like Pompano or Swansboro, any of these other competitions that are out there, it allows us to give back to a sport that has given so much to us. You know, every time we build another fishing boat, it puts people to work here, and it's a great way to give back. And by doing that, they do great things with the money. They're able to bring people into the sport, and it's just good for everyone all the way around. And the Pompano Beach competition is run very well. It's done by a great group, and we're proud to be a part of it.
The weigh-in of this tournament always produces a lot of excitement, and this year was no different.
Neat when you're coming into the scales and you're able to look out and you see the Jim Kelly boat and the Liquid Fire Mark Henderson boat. You see those boats coming in, they're distinctly different from everybody else. They really stand out. And it's neat when you're standing at the dock and they're rolling in, and you get to watch the reactions of the people as these boats roll in, and they're pointing at the Intrepids and they're like, wow, here comes the Liquid Fire boat, or here comes the Seize the Day boat. That kind of reaction is awesome, you know, to see that, and the crowds are excited, and there's times that you go to these tournaments and, you know, the bite's not there, you know, and a lot of it is weather patterns and temperatures of water. I mean, it's really a science, you know, and sometimes no matter how hard you try, they're not there. And there's other times, you know, you need a wheelbarrow to bring the fish up. You know, it's amazing to see what comes in at every competition, because it's always different. You just never know what you're going to get.
Although the fishing conditions were tough, there was still some impressive fish brought to the scales. Plus, all the proceeds of the fish sold were to go to a local charity, giving back to the community and having a great day on the water. Next week on Intrepid Powerboats, on the water. We are back on the water with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department to see how they've joined forces with the Tampa Port Authority to protect the harbor in Tampa Bay.
The Tampa Port Authority boat that we're building for them is a very custom boat. They came in with some very specific designations that they wanted and options that they wanted on this boat. And it's another test of our ability to bring a product that they need as a workboat for the Tampa Bay area. And Paul Anderson's been a great person to work with. It's so nice when you meet with the group like that and Paul Shute that know exactly what they want.
This show has been brought to you by 7 Marine, the most powerful outboards on the planet. Intrepid Powerboats, one of a kind, one at a time.